Because success is not an event, it's a process. If you want to build an organization or an institution that will be timeless in its relevance, you must find a foundation so that it can stand the test of time. That's what vision is all about. If you are willing to do it successfully and follow the principle that guide it, problem and challenge that we are going through today, instant gratification, I want it now, here, not tomorrow.
You're welcome to this channel. This is Money Mindset Mastery. On this channel, we teach you how to make money, how to manage your money, how to sustain your money, and how to grow generational wealth. If you're interested in joining a community of like-minded people who are passionate about making money, kindly click the link in the description below. There we share information about this channel and updates on this platform. If you're interested in ordering any book, kindly click the link in my description below and send me a message directly to my WhatsApp, and the book will be delivered to you. Enjoy the rest of this video.
So, having worked for my uncle, and he gave me 200 naira in 1976, I believe that same day, not outside, within my uncle, within the same room where my uncle is, my senior brother went with me. I asked him, "Uncle, what do you want me to do with this 200 naira? He said, "Whatever you like to do, do." I said, "I worked for you for 6 years, almost. Is this my stewardship for 6 years? Where do I go from here? What did I do wrong?" Business is very important. If we find customer on Sunday, we will open shop. And I close shop on a Monday morning. So my uncle said I should now go and start closing my own shop. I said, "You didn't even give me money enough to have a shop. Do I buy a carton of plug, put in my head?" But by 15, I wasn't thinking 15. I started thinking 50. I was 14, thinking 40. I looked my uncle straight into his eyes. I said, "Uncle, listen to me. I served you well. I'm coming to the subject why I am called here to speak. That subject is called scaling with integrity." I told my uncle, I said, "I never stole your money, and I knew what other apprentices are doing. But I didn't have 1 penny of your money. Young people, I will encourage you to live right so that you don't have regret. Live right so that you don't have a tragic memory. Live right so that you don't have something haunting you. Because of that confidence that I live right." I told my uncle, I said, "You can make a note. 5 years from today, 5, if you heard who I am, your head will be spinning." My uncle moved on his seat. He received and said, "Well, I know you will be successful." I said, "Thank you very much," because that is all I needed from him. I jump up with an excitement. My senior brother was wondering what my excitement was. He said, "Please leave that and let us go." I turned to him, I said, "Do you have anyone to give me when we get home?" He says, "No." I said, "So why are you asking me to leave this one?" The reason why I said that is that you need to understand principle. Do not neglect the beginning of a small thing. It's a principle. Some of you may have heard about Chinese bamboo. It's a bamboo that you plant. For the next 5 years, you will never see its root come up. But you need to water it every day. Hope and believe that that tree is growing. You come there every morning, water the bamboo for the first year, second year, third year. It shot up only at the 5th year. When it gets its head off in the 5th year, within 3 months, it will grow 90 feet. But it takes 5 years for it to come out. Good things do not go in that acceleration of speed that you see it. I have been mentored. I have been under tutorage for 5 years. The best university any young man or woman will go is apprenticeship. By this time, my A is not matching my B. I couldn't put my thesis together because my father died when I was 4. Life was totally unfair to me. If you think anybody can start at a podium like this to speak, there's no way you can ever imagine in your mind that somebody like myself will be one of them. But I choose different. When Jamie was speaking, he talks about intentional, being intentional. You got to be intentional. You can't accept everything life throw at you and just say, "Well, this is how God wants it." These are brainwashing from religion, that God created us to be like that. You are going to hear from me today. If you are going to church and your church cannot change you, change church. If you believe anything that cannot affect your life in a positive direction, why must you mortgage yourself to it? So I've been taught and schooled on principles that I believe. But I spoke to my uncle with that confidence and left him with my senior brother. And we went and formed a company that's called Maduka Brothers. My senior brother started before me, had worked hard. but I'm a great believer in principle. When I join him, I do everything the way I have read it from the scripture, from the word of God. On Sunday, we go to church, he will take 10 kobo to put in their offering in Catholic church. I took 1 naira. This is 1976. 1 naira was almost $2. He told me I can't take 1 naira from our money. I said, "Payos, you drink beer." I drank Coca-Cola. The offering I put compensate for the beer you drank. He said he's not ready for this logic. Let us separate. Let's break this thing down. I jump up. God's word called for total separation from every unbelief. No condition intimidate me because of principles that I've learned, that I believed in, and that I applied in my life. We separated. We have met 316 naira was my total capital. So if you think your condition is bad, hard, you didn't have worse than my own, because I had nothing, means nothing, no pedigree, no father, no education, nothing. I can't even speak good grammar till today. It's still troubling me, because many of you measure by sitting in a four-corner wall and they tell you something to repeat and you repeat it, you think you are intelligent. Education is not a degree. A degree is not a success. Degree is not. They asked Henry Ford, who is an educated man. He said an educated man or educated woman is a man or a woman that can organize his thought into productivity. Until you are able to focus in life and have something to show, you are intellectual, but you are not educated. You speak good grammar, but you have nothing to show for it. So separate those two things. I believe I'm one of the most educated person on the face of the earth today, because I had results to back my education. But I'm not the best grammar. I'm not the best person to speak grammar. So give me your undivided attention. I trust you come with an open mind and you want to be part of what God is doing in this last day. Your belief will create your values. Your values will produce your morals. Your morals will inform your ethics. Your ethics will produce your character. And your character will control your life. Watch the process. You cannot buy trust. You cannot demand trust. Trust is given by other people in response to character. So trustworthiness is a currency of leadership. Trust is a product of stability. My title or topic on which I'm speaking this morning is Scaling Business with Integrity. And my inspiration is character and integrity is the key to unlocking kingdom wealth. My subject is understanding advanced kingdom philosophy, challenging your belief system. Understanding kingdom philosophy. My focus this morning is cultivating a kingdom belief system, and you can write that down. Everything in life have to be tested for authenticity. Whether you build on the rock or you build on the sand, they are going to be measured by the same test. But when you build upon the rock, you are guaranteed stability. You are guaranteed consistency. And that's why I'm saying that integrity and character is the foundation of the 21st century leadership. Any man who wants to lead without character, without integrity, will only have an entourage. Your entourage will not protect your life. They will not protect your character. They can only help to protect your corruption. But you are not the person of value that people can look up to be able to provide leadership. Listen carefully. Christ was very specific. He said, if any man practice my laws, he will have good success. So success is guaranteed to any man who can find principle and obey them. Success is, the secret of success is finding laws and submitting to it, the laws of God. When you walk by it, you are guaranteed. Many of us are too religious that we have missed it. There's no book written about a seed on how it operates. But if you take a seed and keep it on a table because you are spiritual and you begin to pray that the seed will grow, you can even get anointed and get in the spirit and start speaking in tongue. The seed will stay on the table and will be asking, is this man head correct? If he can speak, he will tell you, look for ground with a moisture and put media. If you take the seed and find a ground with moisture where there is the right atmosphere, there is sunshine, and you put it in there, if you like, pray. If you don't like, don't pray. Come back in 2 weeks' time. If that seed is not hybrid, if it is a seed that is inbred, that seed will jump up. Why? Because you have obeyed law. It's not your prayer. But if you take that seed and get to hot sand of desert and put that seed there, you circumvent the life that is in that seed. So the atmosphere must be right, the environment must be right, and the seed will be right. That's why in the book of Hosea I said, prepare your fallow ground, sow to yourself in righteousness. Practicing, applying is one thing, but practicing is another thing. If I tell you that prayer helps to make things happen, and you pray once, but you never pray continuously, you have applied prayers, but you have not practiced prayers. It's about lifestyle, what you do on a consistent level, all the years of your life. If you want to know the truth about life and how it operates, a stone did not get cracked by the last hit of the hammer. It gets cracked by several other pressure from the hammer that has been there until the last one will hit on it and it will break. You cannot understand. If you cannot understand anything, you are not capable of practicing it. So you need to understand. Now I want to focus on this because people ask me, Brother Cosmas, why do you seem to be so wise or smart or intelligent? I am not a smart person. What I did as a young man is still what I'm doing as an older man. I keep learning principles. Once you know principle, you become smarter than those that knows the fact. So David said, "Oh Lord, teach me thy precept, show me thy principle." He says, "And I will be wiser than my teachers." And he says, "I will be wiser than the elders." So in the book of Psalm 119 verse 97 to 108 in the English version, he says, "Oh Lord, oh how I love your law. All day I meditate on it. Your commandments make me wiser than my enemies, for they are always before me. I have more insight than all my teachers, for I meditate in your rules. I am more discerning than those older than I, for I observe precept, and I stay away from the evil path, so that I might keep your instruction. I do not turn aside from my regression from your teaching. Your word are sweeter in my mouth than honey. Your precept give me discernment. Therefore I hate all deceitful way." So what does precept means? That is a thought or idea before the thought. In other words, there is something that created the idea. It is the original idea that made the idea difficult to explain. So that's what precept is. You can't go lower than that. David also said in Psalm 119 verse 93 to 94, "I will never forget your precept, for by them you have preserved my life. Save me, for I'm yours. I have sought out your precept." The precept then produce what we call concept. Now keep that in your mind, what that word is. Precept means thought. Then concept means when your idea come together, they became a picture. So why did David cry to God to teach him precept? Because elders may know tradition, but they have forgotten principle. The second word is law. Law is established principles. Principles is the inherent concept of precept for functioning. Law is when you establish it. Laws are established. You cannot change them. So the law of operating your car is your car need gasoline. You can fast and pray and pour water in that car. It will not go. The manufacturer doesn't seek your opinion when he builds the law in his product. All you need to do if you want to result is to obey the precept or the laws of the manufacturers. The second word is law. Law is established principle. Principle is the inherent concept that makes it function. Do you know why many people hate the Holy Scripture? We hate the Bible because it exposes us effectively. We hate it because it's so right that we cannot change it. It's so important for us. So it's important for us to understand the difference between principles, laws, commandment, and decree. I think another word you use another common word is commandment. All of these are found in the Bible, but the most important is considered. But they are considered synonymous with each other. And I want to focus on the kingdom citizenship life in God's country. So we must understand that anybody who claims to be a child of God, it doesn't matter the religion that you believe, you come from his kingdom and you have to obey his law. In a kingdom system, which is not democracy, is where there is theocracy, a king over his subject. The subject has no second opinion. The will of the king is their command. You must learn that things doesn't go by your wish or your expectation. Study the laws of God and understand it. If you understand the laws of God, things you are doing with gnashing of your teeth like it's too struggle, it's not as difficult as it is. It works very simple, because when the laws are obeyed, the next other thing need to submit to law. God made a fish to swim. If the fish begin to say, this pond, I don't like it, this is too uncomfortable, why should they put me inside here? If you jump out of that pond, that fish is dead on arrival. If you need the life back, you put him back inside the sea. You don't need to kill a tree. Just take the tree out of a soil. His life is gone. The life of a tree is on the soil. So if a tree wants to remain lively, you need to stay in the soil. So if you want to get the best of your life, find the basis in the Word of God and walk through it. You will live a fearless life. You will live a very comfortable life. This is the mystery about me that people do not understand. I understand principle and I wrap them all around my neck. I will never hate anybody. And because there's nothing you will do that will cause me to hate you, I live a fearless life. Because I understand that boomerang is also a principle. When I am pointing a finger to you, the other second one is coming to me. If I wish you evil, they will close. If you wish me evil and I wish you good, they will pass. But if you wish me evil and if I wish you good, you wish me evil, your evil comes back to you and my good comes back to me. There's no church that can change it. There's no religion that can change it. There's no amount of speaking in tongues that can change it. The law is what you sow, you reap. So, principles are keys to life. Young people don't understand this. The first thing that comes to their mind is that, give me 10 billion naira, I will make 100 billion tomorrow. If you give me this amount of money, listen to me. Many of you don't know. What is money? Can we define money? Money is an exchange of value. If you want to have money, be a person of value. Refine your gifts so that you can add value to people. Nobody you add value to that will not like you. It's not because people like Mr. A or Mr. B. It's about the value they create. Money is an exchange of value. But young man's definition about money is cash. But if you want to know, cash is the least value of money. Money has 5 levels. And I will give you those 5 levels of money. That's why I tell people, if you want to start a business, capital is important, but capital is no more important than the knowledge you have in the business you are starting. If you ask me to put them in equation, I put it between 30 to 35%. The knowledge you have over what you are going into is over 50%. Capital is important, but it's not greater than the knowledge you have. That is why, after 6 years, my uncle gave me 200 naira. I was excited because I've learned a lot that I know I can succeed at any level. Because things they teach you in university were taught to us in an informal way. Everything you require to be a business person, I knew from the age of 15. I've been taught apprenticeship, I've been taught purchases, I've been taught administration, I've been taught accountancy, I've been taught economics, I've been taught financial management, not in a formal way. I've also done research in an informal way. And I took those things as an asset. That's why the knowledge you have is more important. So what is the 5 levels of money? The first level of money is what we call competence, what we call credibility, which is one of the most scarce commodity in our country, Nigeria. Credibility is not what you think it is. Credibility is consistent manner and way you do things that are documented, that can be verified, that people will flex your record and see he's been in the last 10 years or 20. Many people don't value the number of years you have stayed in the business. It's part of your credibility, because whatever you are would have shown up in that 10 years. The constant way you do things that is verifiable over a period of time. The second level of money is what we call credible relationship. Credible relationship is that you don't have money, but you have somebody that is credible, that can give you access. And that's where many young people make mistake. Any rich man that give you money has cheated you. Any wealthy person that give you cash has cheated you. What you need is his access, not his cash. That he can open door. Because one phone call that he made for you that is successful can put $1 billion in your account. But that's I tell young people, when people give you access, don't abuse it. Manage it and cherish it. Don't be too quick to send bill to people you think that can add value in your life. Truly, any man who doesn't want to deal with you, the person asks you, please, can you send me your bill? The reason is that he wants to pay your bill so that you don't disturb him and call him tomorrow. A gift is a distraction to a king, because he's busy. I'm not saying it for an effect. People give me Rolex watch. Sometimes it takes me 1 year to go and open the packet or the box because I'm busy. It's a small distraction. For an average person, you're excited that very day, you want to open out the box. A gift is a distraction to a king. So, if you come to our office to take BMW, Rolls Royce today is 1.4 billion, and Range Rover long wheel version is 450 million. But let's say the least car we have is a Chinese car that is 34 million, and you come to take it and said, can we leave you? You are going to pay for next week. Do you believe we can let you go without paying cash? The answer is no, because for us, you are not credible. But if you know Stephen Akentire, who will put a call across to us and said, Dr. Maduka, can you please tell your people to allow that young man to leave with the car? He will bring the money in 2 weeks' time, but if he doesn't pay, I'll pay. Do you think we will let him go? The obvious answer is yes. That young man didn't come with 34 million, but he knew Stephen. That is credible relationship. And if Stephen very to him, he will have something. But do you think if Aliko Dangote come to our office and want to go out with a Rolls Royce of 1.4 billion and said, please send me the bill, will we let him drive the car away? The answer is yes. Don't hesitate. Because it's credible, and we will let him go. So what is the third level of money? The third level of money is why we are here today. It's called integrity. Integrity is more depth than you can understand, because you never know who you are until you see what you can do. When you do certain things, don't give up on yourself. Take it as a feedback. The reason why you need to go back to fine-tune. But integrity is when you know that the things you did can never be found out by anybody, by any means, and you see decide you will never do anything that is wrong. That is integrity. Every person that is under camera will behave and do well. There's nothing terrific about it, because the camera will catch you. But when you become your own policeman, when you question yourself on issues, it's higher than what you can expect. It's the higher. The Japanese are the people that taught me integrity, not church. You know, a Nigerian person will tell you, Shebi, I will chop your money. Shebi, I promise you. All I remember, I will pay you. But a Nigerian businessman do not understand that 30th of March means 30th of March. He thinks that April 2nd is 30th of March. April 2nd is different from 30th of March. If you are going to go far, building for scale in your business, this is one of the most important lessons you will learn and know. Integrity is that nobody reminds you of your promise. I tell people, if you remind me that the payment day will be due on so day, I feel insulted, because that you are putting me in an irresponsible position. That means I don't know that I knew I made a commitment. The Japanese are people who, not church, it's just culture that they build. If a man make a promise to you and he cannot keep it, the only way to show he's honorable is that he takes his life. Before the fundamentalists start committing suicide, the Japanese have been committing suicide. They call it harakashi. And that is to say, a Japanese is happier to hear that the roof of your house caved in 1 week ago and you made a payment on the 30th of December, the day you promise you can pay. There's no explanation good enough why you should not keep commitment. I am good at introducing people to others. And I'm good at, if I have the access, to give people access. I took a young man to Japan and got the people to ship goods to him on credit, and exchange rate went the other way. The guy said, I can't kill myself. I can't kill myself. The Japanese said, but you promise, please kill yourself. Because you promise, please kill yourself. He thought he was talking to a fellow Japanese. Because in Japan, it's not a saying. A man that I have gone to dinner with, his name is Mr. Machichita, ate with him. He used to do business in Nigeria. When they had that crisis in Central Bank, money couldn't come a long time ago, he wrote a note to all his suppliers and said, I'm so sorry, I lose face, I disappointed you, and take his long life, put it here. Took his life. That's the reason why we are here. That's the reason for the why. That you do not overpromise, but you should overdeliver in a consistent basis. If you want to build for a scale, don't make any promise that you cannot discount. I don't know if I should say it. Because of this credit relationship we are talking, there has been a young man I have bailed $300 million from a financial institution here, and they let me down. I didn't go to that bank and begin to speak in tongue. I assumed the obligation, even though I did not plan for it. I didn't say until I get the money from that young man. I had to keep my record clear first with that financial institution. So when you hear that we borrow money on a negative pledge from all the financial institutions in Nigeria, you think I pick it on the street. No, it's a consistency. of integrity, showing you can be trusted, you are good to do business with. And people say Chinese people don't give anybody credit. Everybody must pay in cash. Chinese don't only give me credits, they give me 120 days from the date of bill of lading. The greatest resource you can get, capital that you need to trade, is not loaning money from bank. It's what we call supplier's credit. You need to leverage on supplier's credit. Supplier's credit is that somebody trusts you and can give you product to sell and return money. That is cash he's giving you. That product is cash. When you exchange it for a value, you will get money and bring it back to that person. Don't just say that because you give me credit. No, he gave you cash. Because there's a value for that money that he give you. You must understand a place of integrity, or you will never build for scale. You may have a Conco Code enterprise in the one small decking, but you can never build an institution. There will never be any organization behind you. The fourth level of money is what we call character. Character is a foundation of leadership. In anything you do, if you don't have character, you have limitation. Starting my business in this country, I find out that this word you call integrity is one of the most scarce commodity in Nigeria. And any good businessman or woman, if you have scarce product, you will be rich, you will be wealthy. Because you can put any price on it, correct? The thing that other people are looking for, when they didn't see it, they come to you, you have it, you will always sell, your shop will be booming. If you want to go far, learn integrity. Let it become an integral part of you. That you can I spoke to somebody yesterday and I was talking to him. He said, but you know I can never run away. I said that's not the issue. You are talking like typical Nigeria, even though you have a white skin. It's Oyibo that I was talking to. I said you are speaking our local language, vernacular, but you cannot run away. I'm not talking about running away. I'm talking about understanding that April 1st is April 1st. I said, how many times have you made a promise and you keep it to the dot? The Japanese will never receive you in the top of their office. If you ever do business with them, they will meet you in a coffee shop. If the relationship is going good, they will meet you in the ground floor of the building. If the relationship is going good, the general manager will join. If the relationship goes good, they will meet you in the first floor of their building. They will tell you they are scaling you, they are watching you. And the thing is that they keep on watching your word and seeing whether your word is different from you. So character is a statue. It's a monument. It's like Victoria. It does not change in the night. It does not say, it's too hot now. Oh, let me look for where to get myself. It does not say, typhoon is coming. No, you stay there. When you speak, your word is your bond. A is A in Japan, in Saudi Arabia, in China. It doesn't change by time or season. That is character. On a consistent level, people will come and find out that when you say something, it's exactly that way. Character is the foundation of leadership. It's a foundation of sustainable business. The foundation of this building, nobody can see. What you see is the wall. If the wall crack, Lagos State will not say bring the wall building down. Once the foundation have problem, they say bring the whole entire building down, because nothing that can stand on it. So don't start without character. Don't start without integrity. If I tell you where these things has led me, you will not believe. It's not a word, but it's action. In fact, there are some fellow traders like me who believe their money is safer from me than putting it in the bank. Because they're not sure. Yes, I have a fellow trader that I have 7 billion of his money. He asked me to keep it on interest rate. I have some Nigerian fellow trader that has given me $30 million to keep and to trade with. So people thought I'm wealthy. No, it's just the trust that people put on me. And how could bank lend me money? When you go there to lend money, I tell you bring collateral, bring your grandmother, bring the baby in your womb, collateralize it, collateralize. I am collateral. The first banker I shocked was Genovia when he was still the managing director of Zenith. And I'm speaking in camera. He said something I didn't like. I wrote him one check with all the money we took from him. I gave it. He came to my office and said, no, this cannot be true. I said, that is true. The Japanese trade, the way they train us in Japan is when we do strike, when we say the way the Nigeria down tool, if you anger us, we overproduce. The Japanese don't down tools. There's nothing like we cannot work until. No, if you tell them to produce 1,000, they'll produce 1,500. Because in that system, we operate zero stock. They will be overproducing until you settle them. It's the other way around, the way you learn it here. The next person I did that to was the managing director of Wema Bank. He said, are you in Nigeria? I said, I am, but a different kind. If you get me angry, I return your money. I don't want to do business with you. He said, no, they haven't seen this. I said, it's after I return the money before I will tell you whether you overcharge me. Because if I start telling you overcharge me, you said I didn't have money to pay. When you show this strength, there's no limit to where you can go. All I'm trying to tell you is that you can build for scale, and it is possible. And if you have this, you can operate anywhere. We run business today, not only in Nigeria. We were in Ghana before any Nigerian company went to Ghana, over 30 years ago. We are in Sierra Leone, we are in Cote d'Ivoire, we are in so many other parts. And recently, we bought a company in Japan. When you have access to money, there are no business you cannot take. But you need to learn from this story of Chinese bamboo tree to know it's not the person that come out first that is very fast. If you have ever done business with Japanese, they are diesel engine. They don't get started easily. China, America is the same thing with Chinese. The same way they go up, they die. But if they eventually believe in you and you start, every hill they will carry you. They are really true life partners in business. But it takes them time to give you their commitment. We don't talk about integrity the way it should be talked about. With utmost respect for crazy men, I found out most recently, shockingly, that whereas many of them can resist the moral living act, quite a number of them has fallen when it has to do with cash money. You see why Bible said that money is God on the earth, is the root of all evil. But you can be wealthy and be a good person. You can be wealthy and have confidence. If you follow principle, there are not so many things you are thinking. I didn't finish it. The last level of money is competence before cash. You need to know what you are doing. You need to be competent. That's why I say you need knowledge. You need to be taught what to do. You need to study and understand the things you are doing. Then the last level of money is what you call cash. If anybody, anywhere, any place is wealthy, have cash, and he doesn't have all of these 5 things, he's a thief. He has stolen the money. You can tweet it and say, Dr. Maduka says so. I know many of them will not like me. And there are many people I have no respect. I never feel excited of whatever. Listen to me. The end is not justified by the means. That's what we have almost believed and live like that. If you have a wife and your wife is looking for baby and you have done everything you can and go to hospital and nothing happened, and God forbid, and your wife sleep with me and I pregnanted her and she has a twins baby, that baby comes from God, but myself and your wife is guilty of adultery. The end is not justified by the means. But what we do today in Nigeria is that people have money. We worship their money without knowing the means with which they earn that money. The last thing we start talking is, he is controlling the whole world. He even not the whole Nigeria. Do you know he's the founder of this institution and founder of this bank or the other? Can he tell you where he get the capital to start that thing? Where did the money come from? If you cannot prove it, it doesn't matter how much wealthy you are a thief. I say it openly, publicly. If you don't have those 5 things, you stole the money. We want to know the foundation of your wealth. If I question some people today, you will see them shake on their trouser, and that's why they cannot stand here to talk to you. They just said they are big men. They are not big men, but because they have nothing, they have something they are hiding that they cannot substantiate or explain. If I come to steal your yam and plant it in my own vineyard, if the atmosphere is right, there is sun, there is rain, that yam will become big, double yam. But it has not changed the fact that I'm a thief. I stole your yam. But in Nigeria concept, oh, this man is the greatest farmer. Look at his farm growing. Hey, God bless him. Principles are inherent. They are laws, and you can never bypass them.
If you watch this video to the end, then you've probably realized that success is not a mystery. It's not even a luck. It's not about who you know. It's not about the principle you choose to live by every day. Cosmas Maduka started with 200 naira, we all know. No father, no university degree, no connections. Yet he built one of Africa's biggest businesses. That should tell you that your current situation does not have to determine your future. One lesson that stood out to me is this: success requires a process. It's not just overnight events. In today's world, everybody wants quick money, quick fame, and overnight success. But the people who build lasting wealth are those who are willing to stay committed to the process. It takes time, even when nobody is clapping for them. Another powerful lesson is integrity. He mentioned our character is an asset. Money can come and go, but once people trust you, opportunity will continue to find you in business and in life. Trust is a currency that opens doors money cannot buy. He also reminds us that knowledge without practice changes nothing. You can watch motivational videos every day, read books, attend seminars, and still remain in the same position if you never apply what you learn. Information becomes transformation only when you take action. So let me leave you with a few questions. What principles are you going to start living by today?
What habits do you need to stop? What skill do you need to develop? What small step can you take this week that your future self will thank for? Remember, the Chinese bamboo tree spends years growing its roots before anyone sees results. Don't quit just because your progress is invisible. Don't quit because you're not seeing results yet. Keep learning, keep showing up, and keep improving. If you find value in this video, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who needs to hear this message. You never know whose life it might change with one simple share. And if you're serious about building wealth, improving your financial mindset, and learning timelines principles from successful entrepreneurs and business leaders, then make sure you subscribe to Money Mindset Mastery and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our next upload. Also, if you'd like to join our community of like-minded people who are committed to financial growth and personal development, you'll find the WhatsApp community link in the description below. We'd love to have you there. Finally, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Answer these questions. What is your biggest lesson you learned from this video? Thank you so much for watching. Keep learning, keep growing, and remember, your future is not created by your wishes, it is created by your daily decisions. I will see you in the next video. Peace.